All right, now who could forget this video? Check this out. Over the summer, we told you about a black realtor, his black client, and his client's black son, all handcuffed and put into squad cars while on a house tour. It happened in Wyoming, Michigan, and the issue? A neighbor thought that they were actually going to rob the place and called police. And now, you guessed it, they're all suing. So this all started with a phone call by a concerned or nosy neighbor with a bad set of facts. Our justice correspondent Candace Kelley is here to tell us a little bit more about this and kind of break it down. So Candace, this lawsuit was just filed. What are they suing for?
Well, they are suing for a number of things, Shannon. And as you said, this was just a simple day of house hunting that turned into all of a sudden police surrounding a home that they thought was eventually going to end up in a standoff. It was simply a father and his son that were looking at a home. Now, at this point, since they were arrested, they will be suing for federal civil rights violations, as well as false imprisonment, as well as infliction of emotional distress, because all of this was just a very traumatic experience. And once again, the client's son was there. A 15-year-old son was there, and he said that he didn't know what was going on. He was scared, he was frightened, and certainly all of them, especially in this particular climate, they were scared and frightened too. No word yet on how much they're going to sue for, but we've seen this happen. A case was settled in Cincinnati, Ohio, for about $151,000 a couple of years ago, and this isn't uncommon, unfortunately, that this would happen.
And a lot of people who saw this happen, they said they obeyed the cops' orders, they followed directions well, and that if this was a white family, that this would have never happened. And followed to the point where they actually were put in handcuffs and put into a police car, and they did not believe them when they said, hey, I'm a realtor showing a house. So the police are actually standing behind their officers.
They are. They are saying that based upon the set of facts that they were given, and then they got a phone call, as you said, bad facts from probably a nosy neighbor who said that he saw them break into the home, which we know is not true because obviously the realtor had the key code and they gingerly went into the home, but that's how he reported it. He said they saw them break into the home and that this home was broken into a week before and that these were repeat offenders and he had recognized them. So these were a set of bad facts that the police officers had acted on. That's what the police officers are saying, as well as those people who are in charge of them, saying that in accordance with the facts, they acted reasonably in response to this. Of course, there's going to be more in terms of looking into this. For example, if they were coming outside with their hands drawn, why were there 5 and 6 police officers surrounding all the way around the home with their guns drawn when there didn't seem to be any type of potential threat? And I think that once that more evidence is uncovered, we will see more mistakes by the police because there was no threat to them at that point to have their guns drawn. In addition to that, the father, son, and the realtor on this day, they said that the police did not announce themselves, didn't say what they were doing there, which is the normal cause of action in terms of what police have to do in terms of protocol.
Well, now the three men are asking for a jury trial. Why are they asking for that specifically? And is it possibly, will they get more money that way? What difference does it make?
Yeah, I think a couple of things happen. When people ask specifically for a jury trial, they want it to be a case that people see unfolding. I mean, imagine if we were unable to see the Chauvin case unfold in the public. I think that they are saying we want to be an example. We want to be the people who are out there, who other people can see so that they can say, this shouldn't happen to you. Here are the facts. Here is the situation. Don't let this happen to you. And hopefully a jury will, give them as much money as they want. As again, we don't know how much money they are asking for at this point. I'm sure it will be in the millions though. And at that point, they hope that a jury will decide for them. And they want everybody, the open public, to see exactly what went on.
It should definitely be enough money to buy whatever house they want. We
This
want
is true,
that
right?
house and
This is true.
exactly.
That house and any house. And Shannon, I remember house hunting myself and going
Mm.
to a home, and the homeowner himself saw me go in with the realtor and had a lot of questions, called back to the realtor's office about 10 or 11 times, and she didn't know what was going on. And he was just calling because he was concerned. He didn't know who I was, who I was going to bring. Was I going to bring any males to the house? He was concerned about my black self.
Mm.
That's what we know. And I
Mm.
remember the realtor saying, I'm so sorry. I think I know why this happened. I said, oh, I do know exactly why it's happened. And it's just like any other regular Thursday, because that's often what happens when you are profiled.
Yeah, so unfortunate. But what is the National Association of Realtors saying about all this?
So the National Association of Realtors has come to the assistance of the realtors, saying that racial profiling is unacceptable in this day and age, and that they were glad that certainly no one got help, but there's no one got hurt, but certainly there is no room for any of this to happen. So they are taking the side of the realtor because they know what we know, Shannon, that this is not the first time, this won't be the last time, and their procedures from the police and in terms of the realtors and how they inform people that have to be changed along the way so that this doesn't happen in the future.
Yeah, let's hope it's put to a stop. And this is a lesson for a lot of people. So hopefully they get the money they deserve. All right, Justice Correspondent Candace Kelley, thank you so much for that insight.